Hi, this is Basil Green, and like in all my other videos, I like to welcome you once again to a talk by me. I know times are hard as we are facing the pandemic, and many experts say it's going to take a while to recover from this pandemic, but it does not mean that you must stand still. Life has to keep going on. You have to keep working and you have to keep moving towards the vision that you have for your life. I am hoping that you haven't given up, and I hope that you are making every effort to do what you need to do. So I'm going to just give you the name of the motivation that I have for you. It's called How to Keep Moving When the Gravy Train Has Stopped. Your guide to succeed against all odds. Now, if you don't know what a gravy train is, it's something that's been positioned for you to cause you to prosper, and it makes life easy. So you don't really have to work hard. You don't really have to do anything. Things are just flowing and things just keep coming to you. Now, I'm not saying that the gravy train has stopped. For some, the train is still moving. For others, the train is about to stop. And for others, the train has stopped. So, but I'm speaking to you that is experiencing moments where you have seen life going well for you, and now everything seems to come to a standstill. What do you do in that moment? How do you move or keep moving so that your life does not become stagnant? So I said in the beginning, my name is Basil Green, and I'm just going to share a couple of things with you that will definitely assist you if you take them and implement them so that you will be able to move out of the flock that is not moving at all, that has chosen to just allow circumstances to overpower them. So you are different. You are somebody that's willing to take the initiative. The fact that you are listening to this recording means that you are a person that is seeking for help. You are a person that is willing to implement some ideas. You are a person that is willing to learn so that your life can improve. Now, these are the type of people I like to work with. These are the type of people that I like to help. Why? Because it makes my job a little bit more easier. Now, I don't want to be having to convince people that they need to take responsibility for their lives. I don't want to be having to convince people that they need to take a step. Now, there's a difference between motivating somebody and giving them some motivation, but there are people that you cannot help at all because they don't want to be helped. So the fact that you are here, the fact that you have taken the initiative to click on the link, to press the play button, or whatever it is that you have done in order to come onto this video, I am happy to share these free ideas with you so that you are able to move from the place you are at to the place that you would desire to be at. So I just want to say something to you about the current challenges that many people are facing. This is not an exhaustive list, but these are some of the challenges that you will find happening right now. And these, it's not isolated to the pandemic. In some places, these things happen, but now they are more prevalent as we are experiencing this pandemic. More and more people are facing these kinds of challenges. And I am hoping that even as we are going through all of these challenges, that they're going to cause us to become stronger people, to become better leaders. Personal leadership must grow, and our collective leadership must grow. So I'm hoping that once you are finished with these words that I am going to be speaking to you, that they will cause something to stir up inside of you, strength will rise up, and you will have the courage to take on any challenge that comes your way, because you have the greatness inside of you. You have the potential that keeps speaking to you. You know, I am a person that listens to that small still voice. Many call it the conscience. I believe it's also our potential telling us that this is who you can be, instead of being the person that you are not supposed to be. Let's just say you are giving up, and your conscience tells you do not give up, or you are doing something wrong and you know that you're not supposed to be doing it. That is your potential telling you you are living below the level that you're supposed to or capable of living at. So it keeps reminding us how high we can go. Let me be the voice of reason. Let me be the voice of your conscience today, that even as I'm speaking these words, I'm coming to remind you that you have the ability, you have the potential to go from where you are to where you need to be, or where you would love to be. So I hope these words will encourage you to get up and become the woman or the man or the leader that you're supposed to be. Now, I know I speak to mainly those who are under 35, from the ages of 13 to 35, and I also speak to those who would love to influence this group of people. I've broken up the group of people to the high school age, tertiary age, and then there's the working age. Now, in each stage of development, or in each segment that I've created for this target audience, there are people who want to influence this group of people as well. So it could be parents, it could be school teachers, it could be community leaders, it could be uh, educators within the tertiary institutions that these young people are going into. It could be lecturers, it could be leaders within that environment, business people, and it could be employers for those who are working age. And there are many other people that also want to work with these young people, church leaders, and as I said, NGO leaders. So there's a lot of people. You know who you are and who you would love to influence. Now, I've come up with different ways that you can be able to work with me, but for the purpose of this uh, video on and this talk, I just want to get into the current challenges that you will find that many of these people are experiencing, and those who are also influencing this target group is experiencing. Number one, yeah, there's high unemployment, and number two, you'll find that people are experiencing short time. Number three, retrenchment, because of companies closing down and many other factors causing people to be retrenched. Low sales. Why? Because people are not working. There's high levels of unemployment, and the people are being retrenched. People are holding back on money. Companies are cutting costs. People are cutting costs. So the environment is seems bleak. Why? Because of all of these things. Markets are shrinking. Now, when I'm saying markets are shrinking, why? Because when businesses are laying off people, the customers' buying power decreases, and it makes the market a little bit smaller. those who are doing B2B, because companies are closing, people are cutting costs, people are getting laid off, money is not coming in as fast as it used to be. So the buying power of businesses, customers, is getting lower and lower. Now, scholars and in school, and those students in tertiary institutions, they are behind on their work. You find all of that also happening now, and there's low job opportunities, a high demand for productivity with less resources. This is including human resources, a low level of opportunities for everyone available. Now, this is what the picture seems to be like because people are getting retrenched, there's less jobs, companies are not getting as much uh, projects and work as they used to be getting. Why? Because the market is becoming smaller and smaller. So their market share, maybe it might stay the same, maybe it just might decrease, or whatever is happening in their sector that they are working, or whoever they're working with. But you'll find that the opportunities are becoming less and less. Well, this is what it seems like. But I'm going to show you that there are opportunities out there. It's just that you need to find a way to exploit those opportunities and to make them benefit for yourself. Uh, those who are employed want to grow at work. However, even in the workplace, opportunities are less. Why? Companies, some of them are not growing, some are growing. The picture isn't really that bad, but you'll find that the challenges are many. So, and there are a lot of leadership challenges as well, because of the complexity of the problems, and the ambiguity of the problems. The environment is volatile, and some people, the things are uncertain. So you'll find that some leaders are not uh, developed enough to meet the challenges. So they break under pressure. Some of them end up taking shortcuts, and you'll find that the companies suffer, the followers suffer, the economy is suffering. Why? Because leadership is a very important role. Now, I'm not talking about personal leadership, even though personal leadership plays a very, very important part. I'm talking about our collective leadership and those leaders who are leading people. And how is it that they are leading those people as individuals, and what are the decisions that they are taking in order to cause each and every one of us to come to a point where we are able to come into the success that we need to come in. But I'm not putting everything or the responsibility on those people, but there has to be kind of an environment that is set up for every person that is in that place so that they can flourish. So remember, leadership challenges are there. I haven't covered everything regarding leadership challenge, and each of these subjects can go into more and more detail. We can explore as many facets of it and just go into detail and explore these things so that we can get a greater picture of how we can tackle the issues at hand. Now, companies are closing down. I did mention that. Why are companies closing down? Because the economy isn't doing bad. In South Africa, we know our economy hasn't been growing. Uh, uh, Amongst the emerging economies, we haven't grown as much. I did share in my other videos that our competitiveness is at number 59 out of 63. So these are all the things when they get measured, and this is 63 emerging market countries with emerging markets. So how are we doing with those other countries that do not have emerging markets? Now, I'm not trying to make you focus on the negative. Why? Because we need to get an understanding of the situation so that we can better remedy, come up with ideas so that we can sort out the problem that is at hand. Now, I'm looking at the broader picture. Your problem might be a little bit different. if you look at your life, but you also have to know how the environment is as you're going out there to sort out your own issues. Now, for some, it seems like the gravy train has stopped completely. You remember in the beginning I said some, the gravy train is moving, some it's about to stop, and for others, it is stopped completely. So they don't know what to do. What is it that you're doing? And I know that I've heard people complaining that there's no hope. Uh, that's what some problems come to do, cause us to lose hope, and then we go into all kinds of different things that are not supposed to be for us. So, what are the varieties of the things happening out there? Now, again, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm talking about the responses that people are giving to the current challenges that we see ourselves facing. Now, people are losing hope, as I said. COVID-19 relief fund, the 350 rand per month that we South Africans are receiving. And then there's the UIF for those who have lost their jobs. I was one of those people that lost my job, and I received UIF. I was told because I did not work for a very, very long time, I am only going to be receiving for 1 month. So I had to try and find a way to think on my feet, and I am dealing with that problem. But I am not a person that's gonna give up as a result of things not happening the way I want them to happen. So I still do these videos. I still look for the vision, because I have a vision. It's a little bit easier, but it's not hard as it is for some people. And I can speak like this here because I have learned a lot of things, and I'm going to share that with you once I'm finished speaking about the different responses that are being given as a result of what is currently happening. Now, these responses also get given when in the normal day-to-day runnings, when somebody loses their jobs or things that happen. But now there's a lot of things that are going on that everybody is trying to find a way to get out of it. Now, people are also getting their provident funds, those that have been working for long, and now they just find themselves being retrenched. Some are getting pensioned off. Others are still getting onto learnerships, and you find even with the learnerships, you're not guaranteed a job. Some go through the learnerships and then afterwards they sit at home, but at least they got the practical experience, and they have to do something with this in order for them to make a difference with their lives. We can take those things and become the people that we desire to be. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but I said I'm going to get into detail a little bit about that after I've spoken about the responses. Another response is some people are forced into entrepreneurship, and then crime is on the rise because people don't have a plan, and that's for some, this is the plan that they have to go out and engage in criminal activity. And then others are joining forces. They're coming together, they're collaborating in order to make a difference with their lives. Businesses are coming together, they're finding ways to work together. I'm seeing small businesses sharing each other's services so that they can increase and take advantage of each other's customers, or take advantage of each other's connections, whoever they can work with, so that they can make a little bit of money here and there and not go under and sink with the ship. So the ship can be saved. It doesn't have to sink completely. Why? Because we have skilled people in our country and they can make a difference. Now, but we can't focus on them. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. So as I said, things are people are joining forces. We find that charitable initiatives are springing up, those that are new and those that are old. People are being given food. Things are happening so that people can move and keep moving, and they can find some kind of relief. And then others want to do something but have no clue what to do or where to start. You find that competition is increasing at work. Why? Because the opportunities seem to be a little bit less, and competition is also increasing amongst business owners. This also includes NGOs and MPOs, because they are also looking for funding, and there's not a lot of money circulating in the economy. So it makes things a little bit difficult for each individual or each organization to do what they desire to do. Others are relying on credit to come out of their difficult situations. Others are bankrupt. Uh, People are holding back on spending. Why? Because days seem like they're a little bit dark. Others are refusing to be discouraged despite things being hard. And then there are the people that just don't know what's happening, and they choose to remain ignorant. So they just living life, letting life happen, letting life happen to them instead of them making things happen for themselves. So whatever your situation is, whatever your problem is, whether it is big, whether it is small, easy, hard, complex, etc., 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 you know your problem, you know how big or how difficult the problem is. You still have to take responsibility for your own life. Now, your productivity in life is in your hands, and at the end of the day, it is you who has to make sure that you are producing the results that you need to produce in your life. It's not your boss, it's not your neighbor, it's not your mother or father. At the end of the day, you have to utilize all the resources, whether they are much or little or many or little. You have to make sure that you have to produce the results that you need to produce. Yes, they're going to help you. Yes, they're going to provide opportunities for you and come alongside you, but you are the one that needs to do the work. You need to make sure that things happen in your life. So there are no excuses. Excuse me. I'm just getting a phone call. I'm going to reject that because I still need to finish off this talk. So there are no excuses for not doing something to change your circumstance. Remember, it is your life. You need to make sure that you are doing things in your life. Now, I have a few things I keep telling myself when I see things are becoming difficult. Uh, Even though I motivate out of a place of having motivated myself and used other things to keep myself going so that life becomes a constant motion. So my things mustn't stand still. One of the things I keep telling myself is there is always a way to get what you want. Now, for me, I don't want to go into criminal activity, so don't take this as a motivation to go and engage in crime or whatever it is that is illegal. So I am saying that you have to explore ideas without moving away from your vision. That's one thing. For me, my vision is to help people become responsible leaders that contribute to the success of the nation in a positive way. So I want them to influence. We understand that leaders influence their environment and those that are around them. So one person, if I work with one person or when I work with one person, that one person is going to go and influence a group of people, even if it's just one other person, and then there is a chain reaction afterwards. The nation is changed one individual at a time. So you're that one individual. If you're watching it as a group, look at yourself as an individual first and then as a group, because you have to change as the individual first in order for you to have an effect on the group. So that's just one of my things is I explore ideas without having to move away from my vision. So remember, there is always a way to get what you want. You have to go out there and make things happen. Number 2, this is the second thing I keep telling myself is I am always learning even when I look like I am failing. Remember the inventor of the light bulb? He went into making mistakes. Some believe that he did it 10,000 times. And when he was asked, why did he go 10,000 times? He said he never failed 10,000 times. He found 10,000 ways not to do something. So failure is a learning thing. So you must learn to fail fast and adapt fast so that you are able to get the results. Now, General Electric is a company that is doing quite well, but it all started with one man not giving up on his vision. He had a vision, and now he decided to pursue that vision until he saw the results that he was looking for. And many times when you're doing something, maybe you will be the first in your family, maybe you will be the first in your community, or you will be the first amongst your friends, or you might not be the first, but you will be one of those people that is part of the people that are willing to take risks, that are willing to put in the work. And sometimes you will seem like you are crazy for believing that you can achieve something good in your life. And in those times, remember, whenever it looks like you are failing, you are not failing, you are learning. It's your choice how you look at the situation, and you find ways not to do things. And I'm going to get to that just now and show you that you can learn a little bit more quicker. Now, you cannot avoid making mistakes, but you can learn from other people. And I'm going to show you how you can do that with me. The third thing I keep telling myself is that God is in control. Therefore, I cannot lose. I cannot fail. Why? Because I believe my faith is in God. And I know some of you listening to this do not believe in God, but that is not a problem. But I believe that God has placed everything in this universe for our success. You look at the trees, you look at seeds, you look at everything on this earth that is just moving, and things are just happening without any human hand touching it. Life is just continuing. Even us as human beings, we have been given the principles in order to cause ourselves to become the success that we are looking for. So I believe then, as a result of that, if I apply the principles, I cannot lose, I cannot fail. I can only learn and grow and succeed. So who am I? You've been listening to me for a while. I said my name is Basil Green. I am a motivational speaker. It started when I was coming back in 2014. I was invited to go and preach. At the time, I wasn't doing any motivational speaking. I was just going around preaching, doing prayer. And prior to that, I served in my local church that I used to attend as a youth leader and as a deacon. But the passion for speaking came while I was a youth leader. I used to get opportunities to also preach at the local church. Then when I went to Mozambique, I went for 3 weeks and I visited a pastor friend that I know. that side. Then I was able to share some of the stuff that I knew concerning the Christian faith. I spent 3 weeks there going from different churches in the uh, Maputo area and the Pawan area. So once a lot of churches, quite a few I went to, and I was able to just share some of the stuff that I had learned as a Christian. But when I came back, I decided to open up a business. I came back around the time of June, and then in September, I registered my business. But in between that time, I was researching and finding ways to actually implement the vision that I had put together. So I enjoy what I am doing. I used to do it for free, and I've done a couple of free gigs. I've done a couple of paid gigs, and on both sides, I was happy with the responses. And some of the people came forward and said how the talks had really impacted them and had helped them to see life a little bit more differently. So the second thing that I do, or who am I? I am a trainer. So I got into the training field uh, as soon as I started, just a week or two before I started on the Shanduka Black Umbrellas Incubator Program. I was looking to also improve on my public speaking skills. I also wanted to go into the training field. I enjoyed doing lessons with the youth, and I used to put together, you can call them workshops, you can call them trainings, you can call them preachings, or whatever it is. We used to have activities with the young people so that they can improve in life. It was more from the Word of God, but with a fun and pleasurable for young people, for youth, so that they can keep coming back to the church and they can also learn. So life is fun. However, we have to learn and grow in life. So that is one of the things that's the second thing that I have to mention, that I am a trainer. I worked for Focus on the Family. That was my first training job. I used to go into schools, and then I had a volunteer job with Cost, and I also worked with BizFarm. But with Cost first, I worked on their paradigm shift program they used to do in the communities to uplift local entrepreneurs, so that, or we used to do that. I worked as a point person and also as a facilitator. So there were different, I used to play two different roles within the program. And Focus on the Family, I was a freelance facilitator for their No Apologies program. It was an abstinence program, life skills program as well, included in that abstinence program. So at BuzzFarm, I was with the Google Digital Skills program, where we were teaching digital skills to young people, youth in within the Durban area. And well, it was all over South Africa, but I mainly did work here in Durban. When I went to Joburg, I tried and connect with a couple of people, but I ended up coming back to Durban to continue with the program. But shortly afterwards, I left. So that is my training part, and I also enjoy that because I was part of something that was making a difference in the lives of people, and I was enjoying it because I felt that this is what I was created to do, to impact lives and to stand in front of people and to talk, coach, train, then motivate people. I enjoy what I'm doing. Even as I'm speaking to you right now, I enjoy what I am doing. So I love to see people growing and be able to maximize their potential. Now, I'm also a life coach, and I'm going to share with you at the end how you can take advantage of me as a life coach and how you can utilize these services that I have to offer to you. I am an entrepreneur. I believe that I'm entrepreneurial, I have that in my blood. I believe I got my own company. It's called Him Motivations, PTY Ltd. I started that out as a motivational speaker. Now I've been building this company from 2014. I've worked in it, sitting, not getting a salary, doing things for free, building up the brand, putting in the work amidst the challenges that I was experiencing. I have not given up. Now it's 6 years. Next month, I will be celebrating 6 years in the entrepreneurial space. And these things that I've counted: motivational speaker, trainer, life coach, are all part of the business. Now, there are other things that I have included in the business that forms part of my entrepreneurial brand, and I gonna share that with you if you send me a message to find out more about me as a person, or as an individual. I will give you that information at the end. So I am also an evangelist. Now, this is part of my Christian walk. I started out evangelizing long before I decided to go into the entrepreneurial space. I used to do it in taxis, open airs, go from door to door, house to house, schools, wherever it is, the Spirit of God would send me, I will go there. Remember, I am a Christian. I gave my life to the Lord Jesus Christ. Even though I'm giving you this motivation, it's based on life, but at the end of the day, I'm just giving you another part of me that I have. If you would love to listen to the preachings that I have, go onto my this YouTube channel that you are listening to, and you will hear my other stuff that I have that is more Christian based, and that is for the kingdom of God. So I am an evangelist. I go out and evangelize people. This is what I believe I need to be doing in with my life, so that people can get to know who the Lord Jesus Christ is. I am also an author. I've already published 3 books. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Payhip, and you can find them on the Identity Network. So those 3 places you will be able to find my books and purchase them. So this is a free talk that I'm giving you, but there are things that you can utilize in order to take advantage of whatever I am doing here as an individual. So I want you to really benefit from all of the stuff that I have on offer, and so that you can become one of the people that is experiencing the good that I've experienced in my own life. I know that there are difficulties that everybody is facing, and I'm hoping that as I am speaking to you, you are getting some kind of idea. Even as I'm sharing my own personal stories, things that I am doing, you can come up with your own kinds of things that you need to be doing with your own life. How can you take what you know, how you know it, and the experiences that you've had, so that you can make yourself become a different kind of person? You mustn't sit there and not do anything. Why? Because it is gonna make you stay stagnant. You definitely are gonna be discouraged, and people are also gonna get tired of you if you are dependent on your family members. But if they can see you are putting in the effort, and they are objective people, you don't know who will be watching you, who wants to come and help you. And if they see that you've done so much with your life, then you will definitely get help. You see, when I started out, I only had 100 Rand to my name. That money was given to me by my older sister. I've got 2 or 3 older sisters. This one was Pearl. She gave me 100 Rand. And then afterwards, I went out and I registered my business. It's not 100 rand to register the business. I had other money that was put aside. Luckily, I had that money because I wasn't drinking and I had started learning to at least put some money aside. I wasn't working at the time either, so I had to be a little bit resourceful with the money that I had. So I took that little bit of money and I went and registered a business, Lehem Motivations. So afterwards, I started just working, and I had a guy by the name of Alan. He was at Focus on the Family at the time. He told me I must come and see him. He was an ex-drug addict who was in the corporate space. So he taught me some of the things that I know concerning motivational speaking. And there are many other people that have had their inputs in my life. He just gave me some kind of ideas, and some of the stuff I learned while I was doing some Google research, and I listen to podcasts, I listen to videos, I listen to a lot of things, I read. I haven't listened to all of the stuff. There's still a lot I need to learn, but I had put in the work, and I am eager to learn. Why did I choose to do what I'm doing? I spent many years of my life. If you read my book, I'll just give you a little bit of my story. I was drinking, I was taking drugs, I was just not going anywhere with my life. Why? Because of the choices that I was making. And I used to give up very, very easily. So I know what it's like to give up hope. I even tried to commit suicide. That's how bad my depression even got. And I am happy that I never died, so I wouldn't be able to do this for you. And I remember even sharing one of my stories at Marin Ridge Secondary School. There was a young girl who had also struggled. She wrote me a letter stating that that what I shared with her was a very, very good example, because she was a person that was also suicidal. So you never know who you're speaking to. You don't know how long you can help that next person just take another step further, to hold on to hope, and to be able to look at life a little bit more differently. If I can do it, you definitely can do it as well. So take these words, use them, make them your own, and I hope that you will make sure that your circumstance changes. You won't give up. I've worked hard. The challenges have been there. But one of the things I know, when things didn't go my way, I just learned a lesson. That's all I tell myself. And how am I going to grow from this? In between all of this, in the years that I've been working, I have made some mistakes, but you don't have to take that long to learn. Remember, I told you that I'm going to show you how you can minimize the time. I'm not saying that you won't make mistakes, but some of the mistakes that I made, you don't have to make. So this is why I'm creating this video, so that you can learn some of the things that I know. And if I did not implement some of the ideas, I would have definitely taken longer. You know, the people that came alongside me, the videos that I've watched, the books that I've read, if I did not implement some of these ideas, it probably would have taken me a little bit longer to learn all of that stuff. For me, I was playing a little bit of catch up. Yes, I do have some lessons I've also learned, many lessons in life that I've also learned from the hard knocks that I picked up during my years. I call them my years of rebellion. Why? Because I was being rebellious towards a lot of things that were good for my life, and I wasn't implementing the right kind of things for my life. I was making the same mistakes and expecting different results to appear. And I was constantly doing the same things, smoking and drinking and giving up on work, If you read my book, the latest one that I published, it was in the beginning of 2018, or 2018 or 2019. 2018, or 2019, sorry. I share about the time I worked, and I share all of the different work experience that I have, and how I was just giving up on the work. My track record isn't really that good, but you can take your failures and learn from them and use them to help other people. So you are learning from the good things that I've done and from the bad things that I've done. You don't have to go into all of that stuff so that you can have a story. Your story can be different. You don't have to have all of the sad things that I've done. In my book, my productivity quiz series, the ultimate productivity quiz series, from book 1 and book 2. I'm still busy with book 3. I'm experiencing a bit of challenges. I've tried my best to get finished. I finished the manuscript. Now I just need to proofread. To edit and proofread what I have. But I did promise to include the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you read that book, some of the stuff I share, you would not want to go through yourself. Just listen and implement. That's all you have to do. Remember, you can find links to my books in the description of this talk. If you're watching it on YouTube, so you can find the links there, and I will gladly help you if you want further help. This is where you come in if you want further help. If you want to take a deep dive, go in to the deeper things that I know, you can send a WhatsApp message to the South African double code is +27. If you're in South Africa, it's 074 932 6028. And I, Basil, will be your trusted life coach. And what will happen for you is that you can choose between the virtual or the mobile life coaching. Now remember, we are in a pandemic, and if you are not in the Durban area or surrounding areas, you can choose the virtual option, or if it's depending on the package that you choose, I can come to you as well if you are outside of Durban. So there are terms and conditions that apply for that as well. Remember, there are 3 payments options that you can choose from. These are specifically designed for you. Firstly, the total amount, you have to take a minimum of 6 months of sessions. These are live coaching sessions. If you add up those 6 months, that's 18,000 Rand in total, which works out to 3,000 Rand per live coaching session. Now remember, people that want to excel, soccer players, soccer teams, boxers, athletes, musicians, or whatever kinds of artists or professionals, they all have coaches. And if they invest in time, it requires your time. Also, it requires your money as well, because life coaching is a profession, and you are receiving something that is going to improve your life. Now, you might look at it as, hey, so 3,000 Rand. If you can't really afford it, you might say, okay, you have to weigh it with the value. What are you trying to pursue in life? What is it that you want to get out of this life coaching that I'm going to bring to you? How do you want to move from where you are to where you want to be? So I've overcome a lot of challenges, and I can help you develop the right kind of mindset, because it all starts with your mind. So as a coach, I will be able to identify things that you cannot identify yourself. That's why even the greatest athletes need coaches. The greatest professionals need coaches. They choose to go to coaches because they understand there are blind spots in our lives that we need. Even me, I go to people when I need help, so that they can also help me to move from where I am to where I want to be. So, and where I need to be also. So I'm going to explain to you the different payment options that have been designed to suit your needs. Number one, you get a 30% discount. This works out to 5,500 Rand off the 18,000 Rand. You will pay 12,600 Rand when you pay the full amount upfront. You understand what that means? You phone in, you say, yes, Basil, I want to utilize your services. Send me your banking details. You make them the deposit, the full 18, well, not full 18,000 Rand. You get the 5,400 Rand off, and you will pay 12,600 Rand. And then you can start your first session for the 6 months. Each month we will meet once, and then you will go out and make things happen afterwards. So the sessions will remain the same for all 3 different payment plans. You will come in and we will meet for one session. Then afterwards, you will go out and make things happen. And on a month-to-month basis, this is how we will continue. Secondly, you get a 10% discount. That's 1,800 Rand off, which works out to 16,000 Rand to 16,200 Rand when you pay within 3 months. So it's 5,400 Rand installments for 3 months. So month one, you pay 5,400 Rand. You pay the same amount the second month and the same amount the third month. And if you choose that option, you will get your 1,800 Rand off that 18,000 Rand for the 6 months. Your third option, if you do not choose option 1 and 2, you will pay 500 Rand as an initial payment. This is a non-refundable amount. Thereafter, you will pay 3,000 Rand per month for a period of 6 months. So you have to choose which one works for you. So we know where we are and what we would like. But I would love to give you the 30% discount. So I would love to give as many people that 30% discount or the 10% discount. But if you cannot choose any of the two, remember, you can just pay the 500 Rand initial payment, and then after your first session at the end of the month, you can pay the 3,000 Rand. So I am trying to make it as easy as possible for you to do business with me so that you can maximize your potential and achieve the results that you know you can achieve. So this is a reminder. We've come to the end. So you must just send me, Basil Green, a message today. Remember, on WhatsApp, on the South African dialing code +27. If you're in South Africa, 074 932 6028. Now, in the description section, there are other ways you can engage with me and talk to me. You can utilize it, but I would prefer for you to send me a WhatsApp message so that we can talk and then we can take it from there. Thank you for listening to this YouTube video, this talk on YouTube, and I hope you take advantage. You have to hurry. So I don't work with too many people. Remember, this is live coaching, and I don't want to work with all of the people. I also do a screening to see if you do qualify to work with me. So I'm not just going to take any person. You remember what I said in the beginning? I want to work with people that are willing to work. Why? Because I have put in the work and I have uh, weathered some storms to get to where I am, to get out of those challenges. And there have been many. So I'm looking forward to working with you and take advantage of all the other free material that I have if you cannot afford to work with me right now. So I do have free material. I also have a website where you can subscribe to my mailing list, and I will send you some stuff and updates and all the specials that I have. You remember, I'm not only a life coach, I also got other services that I provide. And when I do uh, provide those services, you will be one of the first people to know. And when I release new content, you'll be one of the first people to know. I would love to say thank you and goodbye.